Hi, in this video we will look at how to export an STL or solid model file from TinkerCAD so that you can prepare it for printing using the slicer software CURA. So the first thing you're going to do is select the object that you want to export. Now a lot of people like to have two copies of the identical object in TinkerCAD and export both of them. For a variety of reasons, if you're going to copy something, you copy it in the slicer software. One of the big reasons is that sometimes these things won't both be on the same plane, and you know everything looks good when you export it, but you don't realize one's elevated. This is going to create issues for printing. You want everything to be on the same plane. It's just best practice to make duplicates or make copies in the slicer software, not here in the CAD program. Now it doesn't matter, this other wheel that I don't want is in the model. As long as I select what I want to export and click export, I'm going to export this as a STL, excuse me. You see that's downloaded. That's now in my downloads. Now if you're using a classroom PC for CURA, you can sign into TinkerCAD on the classroom PC, download it there. You could also email this download to yourself, so when you pull up CURA on a classroom PC, you can get the file from your email. Okay, now a couple things we want to look for. As soon as we get to the software, we want to make sure that we have the correct printer selected, and most importantly, the correct material. We are always going to use PLA Village Plastic. It's not exactly the material that we have, but it's a similar PLA, a corn-based polymer, and the settings for this plastic, like the temperature in particular, work very well. Okay, so how do we get that wheel into CURA? We're going to click, just show that again, on Open File, and here's that Mousetrap Car Wheel. Now I can have a look around, see what that's going to look like. If I want to duplicate this, this is my multiply object. I'm not going to want to change anything related to scale. I want to make one copy, so I just hit OK. All right. I like to move objects around. You don't always want to print right in the center, or that print bed is just going to have to be sanded or kind of refinished more often than if you just move things around. I always like to look at this in layer view, because sometimes solid view will show everything, but if things are too thin to print, sometimes they'll show up in the solid view, and you don't see that they're not going to print unless you look at layer view. Also, just for fun, you can actually watch exactly how the printer head is going to lay that down in order too for any one of those layers.